Okay, let's dive right in. If you're a high school student in Japan, you know exactly what we're talking about today. We are tackling what is honestly an absolute beast of an exam, the Kyotsu test English listening section. We're going to look at the data, break down the exact hurdles they throw at you, and uncover the real strategies that separate the top tier from the rest of the pack. Because if you want to crush this, you really have to understand the mechanics under the hood. Right off the bat, I need you to ask yourself a super important question. Are you just listening, or are you actively processing? Because if your game plan is just sitting there trying to hear the words as they float by, man, you are going to hit a wall. Experts will tell you just doing passive listening drills without knowing how your brain actually processes sound and meaning is a total waste of time. Your brain has to be doing way more than just acting like a human microphone. The cost of ignoring this is massive. If you don't figure out how to process visual and audio info at the exact same time, the fast-paced English on this test is literally going to leave you in the dust and your score will tank. It's not just a test of your English fluency anymore, it's a test of your brain's bandwidth. If you sit back and just let the audio wash over you, boom, you've fallen right into the test maker's trap. So, here is our roadmap for today. First, real-time visual processing. Then, mastering diverse accents. Next up, the paraphrasing trap. And finally, building your foundation. Let's kick things off with Section 1, real-time visual processing. We'll start with what is arguably the toughest challenge on the whole test. As this Toshin analysis data perfectly shows, the test demands seriously high-speed, real-time processing. I mean, recently, some sections have jumped to nearly 150 words per minute. That's fast. And the data is clear. When the words per minute go up, if your brain's processing speed can't keep up, your accuracy just plummets. They're directly linked. Because here's the thing. You aren't just listening to a chill conversation. Oh no. You are actively filling out complex worksheets, you're matching up people's opinions, you're staring at graphs, all in real time. You literally have to hold the audio in your short-term memory while your eyes are frantically scanning texts and charts. This visual audio integration is the new normal for the Kyotsu test. It is the ultimate multitasking challenge. On top of that, they throw in trend words. This is a killer. Half the battle is having the background knowledge to actually understand these modern societal concepts. We're talking words like gig work or ecotourism. If you don't know what gig work is before test day, the second you hear it, your brain just stalls out. And while you're in that state of mini panic, the audio keeps blasting at 140 words a minute, and you're suddenly completely lost. And it's not even just about vocabulary. You have to connect the dots using context. Look at this genius example about regifting, giving a gift you received to someone else. The audio lecture says people who regift often feel guilty. Okay, great. But you look down at your worksheet, and guilty isn't even an option. You have to process that emotion and make the logical leap that the blank should be worried. It takes active deduction all while the next sentence is already playing. All right, moving on to Section 2, mastering diverse accents. So we need a reality check here. The test environment is absolutely not a pristine, standard American English recording studio anymore. Think about the number 5. Just in the 2022 test alone, there were 5 distinct times they used non-American speakers. The data points to 3 British accents and 2 Asian accents, including one with a noticeably slower, distinct Japanese inflection. The test is reflecting the real, global diversity of English. Put yourself in that room. Imagine hearing a phrase like, Fred loves dancing, so he never hesitates to perform for his classmates. Or even just, my son is sick. Now imagine it delivered super fast, but with a thick British intonation, or a non-native Asian delivery. If you only have that crisp, perfect textbook English in your head, that gap between expectation and reality is going to cause a total meltdown. The big takeaway here, you have to proactively train your ears with a variety of global speakers. If you only practice with standard American English, you are setting yourself up for disaster, for sure. You need to mix up your materials. Different genders, different ages, different accents, so your brain learns to lock onto the words no matter how they sound. Which brings us to Section 3, the paraphrasing trap. This is the hurdle that totally blindsides people, especially in spots like Part 6A. The test makers deliberately try to trick you. They almost never use the exact words from the audio in the correct multiple choice answer. For example, you hear a speaker say, I'll chew more, eat less, and then I'll feel healthier. But you look at the test paper, chew more isn't there. The right answer is adopt different eating habits. If you're just hunting for matching keywords, you're done for. What they actually want you to do is instantly translate those concrete everyday actions you just heard into broader abstract concepts on the page, and that requires a rock-solid grasp of CEFR B1 to B2 level vocabulary. You're taking a super specific detail and instantly recognizing its abstract category. It's wild, but that's exactly what it takes. Okay, finally, section 4, building your foundation. So how do we actually pull all this off? Let's use the prep method to sum it up. Point, reason, example, point. Your main point? Pass the exam. The reason you need to change your study habits? Because this test demands crazy high cognitive processing. So your examples for action? Ditch the passive listening. Practice with visual worksheets. Learn those trend words. Force yourself to listen to British and non-native accents every single day. And actively train yourself to spot those paraphrased abstract answers. Do that, and you'll hit your ultimate point. Total test mastery. Everything you need is right here. The data shows us exactly what the Kyoto test demands. So I'll leave you with this. Are you going to step up, actively process the information, and treat English as a dynamic tool? Or are you just going to sit there, keep listening, and hope for the best? The choice is entirely up to you.